Thank you for joining us for video 1 of our interview series. My name is Anthony George. I'm a business advisor at the Delaware Small Business Development Center. At the SBDC, we deliver training and free professional consulting services to help startups and existing small businesses formulate and execute strategies to grow and succeed. I'm developing this interview series to provide practical advice to small businesses interested in learning how to do business with a large company. I'm happy to introduce today's experts from the Procurement Department of Chesapeake Utilities Corporation. Founded in 1947, Chesapeake is a diversified energy company engaged directly or through various subsidiaries in regulated and unregulated energy businesses. Chesapeake Utilities is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and it's headquartered in Dover, Delaware. I would ask each of you to please introduce yourselves and describe your respective roles.
Thank you, Anthony. My name is Bill Adams. I'm the procurement lead here at Chesapeake Utilities. My role is to make sure that procurement-wise, we're running the RFPs or the request for a proposal process, vetting suppliers, and making sure that we communicate both internally and externally on our procurement processes. Amy?
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Anthony. My name is Amy Zook. I am a procurement sourcing associate working with Bill and the team to help build our stronger relationships with our vendors, focusing on EDI initiatives and building partnerships and streamlining our processes.
Okay, thank you. And thank you very much for joining us today. Now I would like to start with our first question. This is a two-part question. Do you have a formal registration process for your suppliers?
Yes, Chesapeake Utilities has a formal vendor onboarding process that includes, but not limited to, vendor security assessment, procurement alignment, security or diversity review, and completion of a new vendor package, along with the W-9 forms.
And also, are your suppliers subject to an initial audit? And if so, what does that entail?
As noted above, we undertake several reviews prior to engaging in a vendor. In addition, procurement collaborates with the business units on the request for proposal or RFP process, perform general due diligence on the vendor, undergo an internal security rating assessment, and ensure controls and processes are in place around requirements as set forth by the Office of Foreign Assets Control.
So bridging off of those questions, do you request a formal cybersecurity audit?
Yeah, our dedicated cybersecurity team undertakes a robust vendor review that follows the criteria established by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, including SOC control validations, vendor cybersecurity reviews that are periodically updated.
And also, do you request a business continuity plan?
We do. We discuss business continuity plans with vendors as it permits to the project and to the engagement.
Okay, thank you. My next question is, do you have any formal outreach to prospective suppliers?
We remain in communication with our current vendors for the new services offered. Our teams reach out to suppliers consistent with the business needs, and new vendors can reach out to us and supply information. And what we do is we file it and look for it in future needs.
Okay. And the next question is a two-part question. How do you communicate solicitations?
We communicate solicitations through our formal RFP process, the request for proposal, which is a collaboration between procurement and our corporate and business units. Like Bill said, businesses are welcome to reach out to us with information about their products and services that we are keeping in case we have a future business need.
Okay. And bridging off that question, what areas are you actively sourcing?
Sure. We source areas that include construction, consulting, and other professional services.
Okay. This is also a two-part question. What are important factors when selecting a winning supplier?
When we vet suppliers, we consider several diverse criteria, including but not limited to the scope and quality of the services, the professional bandwidth and licenses, competitive pricing, market reputation, prior relationships with our company, feedback from referrals, safety programs, supplier diversity, and supply chain practices. Our formal RFP and vendor selection process is comprised of establishing criteria and weightings, which is adjusted accordingly based on the business unit needs.
And also, I know you briefly touched on supplier diversity. So do actual formal certifications like a women-owned business or minority-owned business, would those help in that process?
We value those certifications and demonstrate supplier demonstrate supplier diversity, which is a component in our procurement process. It's part of our weighting factors when selecting a vendor.
Okay, great. In your experience, did anything stand out to you, positive or negative, when dealing with suppliers?
We engage frequently with our suppliers to discuss initiatives, evaluate and track progress, and remain abreast of the available and the upcoming products and services that they may have. Collaborating with our vendors is a core element of our culture.
Would there be any products or services that prospective suppliers would be surprised that you purchase?
Not that I know of. We secure products and services based on our business needs.
This is actually a three-part question. What are some ongoing compliance requirements that a supplier should be aware of when serving you?
In addition to being a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, we're also regulated by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and state public service commissions. We seek to be informed on other items such as meaningful safety programs, robust security protocols, protection of human rights, and of course, supplier diversity.
Are there important policies and procedures to which a supplier should be aware of?
We have requirements for suppliers, such as protocols for accessing our buildings and our systems.
Do you have similar requirements to other industry participants?
Yes, the protocols that we follow are similar to others in the industry.
Thank you. My next question is, how has COVID-19 changed your procurement practices?
Like other companies, COVID-19 has changed the way we communicate, collaborate, and build relationships with suppliers in our current virtual environment. We continue to look for opportunities to streamline and enhance the procurement process, including transparency with internal reporting. These initiatives will support our infrastructure as our business continues to grow.
Okay, and my last question is, are you aware of any long-term procurement trends such as green products and services?
Components of procurement rest within the environmental, social, and governance, the ESG framework, such as human rights protection, environmental stewardship, safety, and supplier diversity. ESG continues to be a focus over the long term and is embedded in our processes and practices throughout the organization.
And that concludes the list of questions. Thank you for watching video 1 of our interview series. You can learn more about the Delaware SBDC at delawaresbdc.org and Chesapeake Utilities at chpk.com. Thank you again.